Hello, everybody. My name's Ardendris, and welcome back to All the Mods 10. I'm recording this during my daytime recording slot. That has been Hollow Knight Silksong for the past 2.5 months, so it is very weird to be recording the series now. But yes, last time we put together the super critical phase shifter right here. This is a very expensive machine. We are currently plummeting in energy, but I can keep it running for a little bit longer at least. At least until this daylight cycle is over. When it hits nighttime, it should automatically turn off anyways, and when that happens, I'll also turn off the reactor. But yeah, this thing is now running and producing antimatter. I've been working on a couple of odds and end things for like the past couple hours and just keep letting it run, and we're now up to 78 microbuckets. So we're almost 1% there towards our first piece of antimatter. That's cool. We need a bunch of that stuff. Like, so much of that stuff. Anyways, I slightly boosted the production rate of this reactor, but I can't really push it much further because energy saturation was getting dangerously low and temperature was getting dangerously high. So this is basically at maxed out right now. I could probably take some of the input out and boost output just a little bit. I can probably go up to 18 million here. I did reload the game. Well, I did load a backup between episodes, and something weird happened with like a chunk error here that ended up taking away part of it, so I just cheated to fix it a little bit. But yeah, this thing, I'm just going to, I am just going to like load backups whenever this goes cataclysmic again. We've had it failed multiple times. We've made them multiple times. It's just waiting like several hours for the beast to make enough of this stuff again. Like 10 hours basically. But anyways, this thing should never melt down again. I now have this thing set to priority 100. That's what caused a meltdown between episodes. I ran this and it drains all of the energy out of the system because it's priority 0 and it needs the most. So now that this is priority 100, it should come before literally anything else in the system. And this is now the thing that charges us wirely is now set to priority 1. So this thing should always go before anything else as well. I thought it was something in the inventory, but no, it's something. It's just like the Flux network permanently works because it's ours. But anyways, nighttime comes. Energy should slowly build back up. And this can build up somewhat during the night. When I see these hit like 5,000, 5,000, I'll turn it off for now, just to conserve energy. I'll waste a little bit more when the nighttime ends, but it should be good. Yep, 5,000, 5,000. That should be... Yeah, that should end up being 2 more micro buckets of antimatter. Anyways, we've been working on this stuff for a while now. It's like like a week or two of just me coming in, working on it bit by bit, a couple of episodes worth of it. I kind of want to take a break, so we're going to be doing something else today. But also today, I am going to be recording this piecemeal because I've been on for a little while. It's lunchtime. I wanted to record this much earlier than I did. Anyways, I also did build a sodium tank because sodium and superheated sodium were starting to build up and just not going anywhere. So that was scary. Sodium should now pump out of everything into this. Or I say it should. I keep having to disconnect the thing because it just won't work. So how this is supposed to be set up is it pumps in sodium here and then outputs sodium into here. That's how it should work. That is the logical thing for how this should work. But no, this thing is just storing all the sodium and refuses to actually output it for some reason. And as far as I can tell, there's no way to say if to boost the priority of this one. Like, this should 100% be higher priority, but there's no way to set that. So this will just eat up all the sodium and none of it will make it to the reactor. It's so weird. Like, I even have this thing set to empty. Wait, hold on. If I set this thing to fill, maybe I have it backwards. Yeah, no, this thing just eats all the sodium. It refuses to output it, even though this is much higher priority. Maybe, hold on. What if I try... This is currently set to fill. I believe that if these things are just like hooked up, it should autofill as well. It's on the wrong setting. So if I just do this, why? Why does that keep happening? It's so silly. There's no reason. These are different wire types. These have never connected automatically on their own until right now. Like, these should never connect like that. I've never seen them collect like that. So now I have to scrounge up this entire wire chain again for no reason. Cool, I'll see you in a moment. This is annoying. Why is this thing just refusing to play ball with me? Okay, I think that's wired up properly now. Superseded sodium line's still fine. This thing is now set to what should be passive intake rather than active pulling. So does that fix things? No, that makes no sense, game. Like, obviously, I want to use this thing as a storage device for sodium so that sodium can then be pumped into this. Why was that not your default? Why is that not the default for how this works? Why does it not work like that? This is the only logical reason to use these things. They're even from the same mod. Why does it not work like that? Why is this stupid? That game, why? Why would you make this work like this? That is such a stupid design decision. Like, that makes zero sense. Whatever, this tank is worthless then. I just... Basically, I have to go in and activate it every once in a while just to empty out, like, sodium from everything and store it. And then just turn this off entirely. That is such bad design. Like, it will refill from here, but why? That is the only reason you would use this thing, and it just doesn't work. Cool. This thing just permanent chlorine. I guess I never figured it out because I never had a reason for this chlorine. But why? It makes no sense. Uh, Whatever. It's whatever. Anyways, I'm getting super annoyed with all these systems. Like, all of them have weird, finicky things you have to mess with and figure out. So yeah, I need a break from this mod. I need a break from all the tech mods. They are just going. They all just sort of semi-work whenever they feel like it. As long as nothing is going to melt down, I can pretty safely just leave this area. And even if energy saturation or core temp get... Oh yeah, no, SAS doesn't stop too high of a core temp for some reason. That's right. There's another one of those weird intricacies. Containment field is filling up. Energy saturation is filling up. That's fine. So yeah, this thing is stable. This thing will just run on its own. I might want to just come back and check and make sure we're not using up too much power every once in a while, or filling up too much power technically. Is there a way for me to set this thing on like a 5-minute timer? I know I can set it with like a daylight sensor and like a power input. I think there are timer blocks. Like, basically, with the power in versus the power out, 16 million in, and it will take, when this thing turns on, it's about negative 59 or something like that. So, essentially, for every 4 minutes this runs, this can run for 1. So, if I could set this on like a 4-minute timer, activated when daylight happens... Is there a workaround for this? Timer. Like, daylight activates a timer for a 4-minute timer, and this turns on for 4 minutes. That's... Then, basically, we'd stay at just about equal power whenever this finishes up. Might be a workaround for this? Timer. Timer block can send out timed redstone pulses. Looks relatively easy to make. What on earth was... Oh, that's the sound of a husk, zombie turning into a husk? I guess I've never heard it before. Anyways, timer, 3 redstone torches, 1, 2, 3. Clock, easy enough. One of these things. I just need more... Oh, cool, I didn't realize you could use zombie hearts for that. Why can you use zombie hearts for that? Because you can get them from piglins, I guess? I don't know. Anyways, timer. How does this thing work? Delay ticks is 1 second. 20 ticks is 1 second. Pause while redstone active. Style, flat gradient, open manual. It will repeatedly send a redstone pulse. You can input any delay for the delay, so it can be used for very long timeouts. when it restarts. What is special about this timer is that it restarts when it itself receives a redstone a pulse at its input. So given timely input pulses, this block will never output a pulse itself. Uh, hmm, maybe. I guess I'll test it with like the daylight sensor and this. So like, let's say you have this, put a redstone out into a timer, and no idea why it would face like that. I guess like that. Okay. So a delay of 20 ticks is 1 second. Means 1200 is 1 minute. I'm trying to remember how the redstone input for the reactor works as well. So that's 1 minute. 20 is 1 second. 120. Times that by 5 is 6,000. So 6,000 ticks should be a minute. Cool. So in 6,000 ticks, that should activate? Maybe? Um, let's just set this to 100 ticks real quick. 5 seconds. Pause while redstone active. And one. No redstone signal made it through. Maybe it's because of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. No redstone signal made it out. Okay, so maybe this won't work. Well, let me test this a little bit more. I know I said I was taking a break, but then I'm stuck with this mod again because I can't exactly leave that running worried about this overflowing and then everything explodes. Okay, hold on. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Saving world paused. Anyways, there should be another tick in just a moment. Either that or I got eaten by the There it is. Okay, so this is working. As soon as the daylight sensor starts, it starts a 5 second pulse timer. So every 5 seconds it will turn on and will turn off. If I remember correctly, the little redstone impulse thing from the mechanism reactor at mechanism reactors, this thing, the fission logic adapter. I need one more casing, which I think I have, and redstone. Cool. So, where did it go? Here it is. So, let's set that thing up. So, I don't think this will activate or show me UI right now. Cool. This is off, right? So, let's just put that here and grab this. So, redstone mode disabled. Redstone detection normal, inverted, normal. Okay, will not handle redstone. Activation. Activate the reactor when powered and deactivate when unpowered. Output, yeah, these are the things when it says stop running. Disabled will not handle redstone. Activate the reactor when powered and deactivate when unpowered. Okay, so can inverted, normal. Hold on. So if I go like this. Okay. So this will basically run it for 1 second every 5 seconds. That's not exactly what I want. What I want this to do is stay on for 5, turn off for 5. So I guess it's not a timer that I need. Maybe there's some sort of clock button that will work instead. I don't know. I don't understand redstone. Right-click the redstone block with an empty hand to change pulse frequently. Sneak. That's pulses. I don't want pulses. I want on for 5, off for 5. Why is that just not an easy thing to find? There we go. I had to hunt through every single redstone thing in existence to find something that should be like super basic that should already just exist. Cool. Anyways, I also built this redstone clock, or technically I already had it, but then I had to go hunting it down. So anyways, as soon as I update this bistable redstone relay, guess bosses, with any sort of tick, it should automatically go. Now, let's set this to, let's see, 6,000? 6,000 is 5 minutes, so that should be good. Apply redstone. And I believe that this will restart the cycle at daytime. But in 5 minutes, this should get turned on. And it doesn't really matter. Like, during night, it will produce and just fill up these. And when it hits daytime... Actually, I can sleep through the night. Let's just see it work. Hopefully, it just works right here. But redstone activates that. In 5 minutes, it will activate, and this will turn on. Actually, can I set this to delay 0? Or delay 1, or 10 real quick, just so it goes. Or not. Reactivate it. There we go. Delay 10. And now delay 6,000. Cool. And now that should be on for 5 minutes, and in 5 minutes it should turn off. I'm assuming I've done my math here right, and assuming it won't just completely drain in 5 minutes. Yeah, I need to take a break for lunch now. I've spent way longer on this. I was hoping to get something else done, but I just need to wait 5 minutes make sure this is safe anyways to leave on its own. So I guess I'll see you then while I go get something to eat. Okay, I'm back. I really wish that every single system I attempt to set up didn't take like 2 or 3 hours to fine tune and get working. Because, oh my goodness, it's a little bit rough. Anyways, the sodium tank. This thing still continues to be an issue, but apparently, superheated sodium and regular sodium are 1-to-1. So any sodium that comes from this thing gets turned into this thing to... Blah, words are hard. Any sodium that becomes superheated sodium gets stored in here or in the line and then carried over here. And then superheated sodium gets stored here and then it turns into sodium and gets moved here. So this entire system right here, this was basically just to like jumpstart the system. I never actually need to produce another piece of sodium ever. It's automatic at this point. Anyways, other than that, the whole timer system, there were a couple of things I forgot about. I actually did let this run for like a couple of different cycles, and it's almost exactly breaking even. Like, the timing on part of it's a bit weird, where if it starts midday, it might lose a little bit. If it starts early morning, I don't know. But basically, after 40 minutes, I went from 42 to 43. So we're just about breaking even on that front. This system now has an AND gate in the middle, so I only want this turned on at day. I forgot that pretty important little fact right there when I was setting up the original system, because if it runs and produces nuclear waste at night, but it doesn't produce polonium and thus doesn't run this. So we want this to only run during the day for like 5 minutes. So AND gate goes in, pretty cheap to make, pretty important little item. Every 5 minutes, this gets activated, which turns on this, which turns on the reactor. 5 minutes go by, this gets turned back off. And in fact, it should activate in like 2. Maybe I should have waited a couple more. Anyways, as soon as nighttime comes around, which is at 10:30. Like, daytime is 19:30, nighttime is 10:30. I forgot it wasn't exactly 10. Well, I forgot it. I forgot it wasn't like exact numbers. So there's a little bit of weirdness. It's not exactly correct, but it's close enough where it doesn't matter, I think. Anyways, this automatically turns off the reactor at night with the AND gate, and I never have to worry about it again. It will just automatically go. I probably just need to periodically run it for extra time or run it for less time, depending on how long, depending on like reactor efficiency. Like, eventually this thing will produce like 20 million reliably and safely, and when that happens, I need to adjust like the timing and maybe even run it for longer. But I'm gonna have to run this for like multiple intervals during the day, aren't I? Either that or just eventually just have it active during day is eventually just the best option. So actually, eventually the best option is never turn it off. That's what we want, but that's still a ways off. So this is going, power's going down. Oh, apparently it's at 4:30 right now, which is still fine. But yeah, at about the like 43 mark is where it started. It should, whenever it turns back on, be at that 43 mark or close enough to it. I just don't feel like waiting another 20 minutes to showcase it. Anyways, this system's set up. I didn't even think I was going to be setting up this system, but I kind of needed to. Like, if this thing maxes out, everything goes boom, and I'm loading up a backup save from hours ago. So, I think we're good. Everything should just run on its own, and eventually antimatter will build up. I don't think I can continue recording the rest of this right now. It is well past the time. I might end up recording the rest of this tonight. I don't know. Like, I need to finish this recording before tomorrow. No. No. I set up the last episode to go up on the 18th. It's currently on the 17th. This is going to go up on the 19th, which means I have all day to, all of today and all of tomorrow before it has to go up. And then probably the day after that, or when are we starting Hollow Knight? Oh, well, no, we just finished Hollow Knight Silksong. When are we starting it, and when? I'm still unsure if it's Celeste or Undertale next. Currently, it's 2/3 in favor Undertale, but the members are voting Celeste. I don't know. I've I am bad with decision making, and I have made it like I don't know. Mm, that might become a coin flip. Does this become a coin flip? It might become a coin flip. Anyways, cool. I'm rambling at this point. I have all day tomorrow, today and all day tomorrow before I have to finish recording this. So you know what? I don't even need to worry that much. So, yep, that's all I'm going to record for now. I'll see you when I record the rest of this. Okay, I'm back. It's been 6 hours? 7 hours. Anyways, as I said, we're taking a break from tech mods. I was not expecting it to take me 20 minutes to set up this auto turn off, auto turn on feature. This was apparently a lot harder than expected. Like, still do not understand this dynamic tank thing. Anyways, this should all be set up to go. It's been running for a little bit. It should hit back to the 43 mark, I think is what it was at. I don't know. This is all working as intended. We're gonna go do something else. Sadly, none of the other things I want to do are actually going to help towards the ATM star. But you know what? That's fine. We're just taking a break from actually important, quote-unquote, stuff for a little bit, I guess. Which, actually, a decent amount of what's on this screen is just, like, looking at, taking a bunch of the resources we already have and just cycling them back through. Like, most of the missing things are, like, 4x4s or, like, multiplier blocks. And most of them we're, like, partway through the mod, or we know how to get the rest of them. We just aren't there yet. So, we're surprisingly a lot closer than it looks like. Most of it's just putting in the work to take resources we already have and putting them together. But, anyways, a little break from this. We've been working on this nonstop for, like, the past few episodes. There were two more exploration mods in here that we haven't taken a look at. We cleared Wimblezone, Cataclysm, Eternal Starlight, Twilight Forest. We've cleared through some of it. We've cleared that so many times. It's not even It's kind of at this point. Ice and Fire, I guess we could go get a pet Deathworm or pet Pixie or something. But that's basically just hunting around and hoping we find them and taming them just to tame them. But that leaves two actual exploration mods, Deeper and Darker and the Undergarden. I have never messed with either of them, so it's basically deciding which one I want to do. And actually, I think I'm probably going to end up doing both. I'm definitely doing both before the end of the series. It's just what do we want to do first? And based on this, it looks like Deeper and Darker is a smaller mod. So let's see. Can we finish all of Deeper and Darker in the last half of this episode that we have going on? We're gonna start with that one just because if it's just like a small little exploring, like a skull infested thing, that we should be able to finish it this episode and then do Undergarden next time. So I know Repressurized. Nope, this is the wrong place. It's not Repressurized. It's Cryarchdur. Really should change the names on these. So yeah, under here, I really need to actually just make a better pathway here. Under this mountain somewheres is an ancient city, so we're gonna make our way down there. I've mined my way to this thing like so many times. Do you think I could find any of those passageways? Of course not. Um, I'll see. Did I find one? Yes, I found one. Cool. Just have to follow this all the way down. I'm fairly certain I also just have a marker in an ancient city. Like that one's outside. There is one, like literally in one, if I remember correctly. That would probably be quite a bit easier, but we're already down here, so whatever. Also, if I see diamonds, I need to pick them up, because I'm missing like several thousand at this point still. There we go, ancient city. And from here, I believe to enter deeper and darker, I just do this. Maybe not. Maybe I need to turn it off. Anyways, let's just go in order. The ancient city is only the most dangerous structure in vanilla Minecraft, so of course that is just the start to deeper and darker. Here we can find Skulk galore, along with loot and the Warden. We'll also find the portal frame made of reinforced deep slates. But until then, loot all you can and be careful of the Warden, the most difficult boss in Minecraft, of course being within the most difficult structure. He spawned from a Skulk Shrieker being activated 3 times, or any amount after the first Warden. He has 500 hearts and does a ton of damage from either hitting you with his fist or his sonic blasts. He does have a weakness though, that being that he is blind, and he can only find you with sound, or smell if you're close enough. Keep your distance, like 23 blocks up. And finally, the Warden will drop quite a few items, but the Heart of the Deep is most important. We can use it on the frame of reinforced deep slate to get our portal to the other side. There can't be any blocks blocking the portal frame or else it won't work. You will also drop Warden Carapace and Echo Shards. Both will be useful for crafting other items. We have plenty of everything, or we did. Okay, so we need to make sure there's nothing blocking it. I'm going to assume that also helps. And then what? I just take this. All that can just go in there, except you go in this one. Do I just, like, right-click it? Yes, we dare. The other side portal. This will be my first time actually seeing what's on the other side, besides, like, those little pictures. Oh, quest complete, the other side. I wasn't expecting it to just be, like, an instant teleport. I was expecting, like, nether portal travel. There we go. The Echoing Forest quest complete. Let's mark this as new, not new group, new exit. Other side exit. Helps if you spell any of those words correctly. There we go. Cool. Now, did that actually expand the quest log? It did. It's still not that big, though. So we've made it here. The other side is the birthplace of the Skulk and Skulk creatures, including the Warden. Here you'll find many of his distant cousins, but don't worry, there's also a few plus sides to the other side. There's plenty of new building blocks and items we can find, and the Skulk everywhere for tons of XP. So get your hoe ready and adventure into the other side. So thank you for that. I guess I'll take it to make mining stuff a little bit easier, and that'll just complete it. Anyways, what is available here? There's 4 different biomes. There's ancient temples that is the only structure apparently. New plants of various types. There's gear that I think is fairly good, but not better than what we have. New blocks that look kind of cool, and a few mobs. So I guess it's just time to go hunting. Echo soil. Echo soil, it's used for facades and making stuff. The echoing forest is a little plain, but it also houses the echoing trees. They act like normal trees. You can mine their logs for crafting, and their leaves will drop saplings. You can also find skulk gleam within the leaves. Around it, you will find echoing soil all over the surface. These unfortunately cannot be made into farmland or dirt. They're just blocks. Okay. It covers the floor of the echoing forest. They do not act like normal grass or dirt, besides allowing echoing saplings to grow on them. No normal saplings. Okay, cool. So I guess just take some of it and some skulk stone to see if it has special uses. Doesn't look like it. It's just cobble, isn't it? Spawns pretty much everywhere, but overcast columns. It works like normal stone, like in every single way. Um, it can't be used for stone tools. What do you care? You killed the warden. Why do you need stone tools? Okay, fair enough. Ooh, there's lapis ore. So there are ores in this dimension as well. Yeah, we're just running. Skulk grime. Grime balls. It's basically like clay, isn't it? Deeper and darker version of clay. They can make it into skulk grime or made into skulk bricks. Okay. Uses bricks, smelting into bricks. I guess they're pretty cool. Look, they're decently cool looking blocks. I guess I'll take some of it. Why isn't this updating? I definitely have cobbled skulk stone. Um, Deep lands. Oh, I need to visit the deep lands before that can happen. Okay, cool. Whatever. Okay, let's just go to the surface. I'm just gonna go straight up. I kind of want to see what it's like. Wow. Oh, hello there. Oh, the shattered. Hello there. Oh. Oh, what is that? What's my button to vein miner? Okay. Hello there. Can I get, like, a good shot of these things? Like, no, not really. Like, it doesn't help that they're stacked on top of each other. A shriek worm. There was that mod. When we were doing Tensura last, there was a mod that added in skulk worms as, like, a secondary race. Skulk leech. Oh, hello there. Yeah. Like, you could play as a skulk worm, and it had, like, a full evolutionary line. I'm curious if that's based on these things from this specific mod. That would be kind of cool. So all that can go in there. Skulk bones have various uses. Thanks for the random trident. Okay, cool. Did that update anything? No. You need to get to an ancient temple to unlock any of these mobs, apparently? Okay, we need to get to a deep lands in order to do that. I suppose it might be worthwhile pulling out the nature's compass at some point soon. But just let me get to the surface, please. Let me get to the surface, please. Is there a surface? No, there is no surface. Okay, it's an underground dimension. It said something about this. What was it talking about the surface then? Like, we're definitely in some sort of cave system. It makes sense that it would be like a cave world, but still. I'm seeing no signs of any, like, big clearings like that picture was showing. Alright. No signs of any big clearings like the picture was showing. Just go straight forwards. I can literally see a giant one right there. So, I guess I'll see you over there. It's gonna take me a moment to mine all the way over, I think, because I really am mining through everything. Okay, I finally broke into something. I ran into more of those little leech things. The blooming caverns are more like lush caves than normal caves. I say that because of the abundance of plants. You'll find plants growing from the ceiling to the floor, plants growing from the floor to the ceiling, and plants growing from the water, and plants not even growing at all. The floor is covered in blooming skulkstone and even blooming moss. There's even water ponds here, the only place you can find water in this whole dimension. That makes sense though, there is some wild fish it looks like nearby. Can I collect the flowers or no? Okay, yes, glowing flowers. Then these are glowing vine plants. Might as well take some of them because they are very pretty looking. Can I pick up this stone or no? Blooming. Not normally. Did that work? Yes it did. So it needs to be Silk Touch. They just look kind of cool. It's not that it's not really worth it all that much. Skulk vine plants as well. Okay, so far, or right now at least, it looks like this dimension is just like a bunch of interesting looking blocks. It's a very skulk feel, but there's not really much going on right now. Oh, there's another shriekworm here. I want the cool plant. No, apparently you cannot pick up that plant, unlike every other plant. Like, literally every other plant that you can pick up. That one just says no. Cool. Thanks, game. Okay, so it looks like we can find these caves everywhere, every once in a while. This is a fairly expensive one. I just need to find my way to the rest of it. Water pools, bloom stem. Okay, is this one of those like tree things I was talking about? Uses, um, linear chassis. Okay, so they're basically logs. Okay. Oh, and then you can turn them into a wooden stand instead. Yeah, they're just like logs. They look kind of cool, I guess. This is kind of feeling like this mod is mostly just about exploring the dimension and getting cool blocks out of it. Looks like some sort of slime. It looks like there's not really much to see. It's just exploring for the sake of exploring. But you know what? That's fine sometimes. That can be pretty fun. I want to find this thing. I want to at least know what it is. Why is it at? Looks like I'm on top of it. Is it in this little cave here? Let's see. It sounds like slime hopping about. Um, let's... I hear it. I don't see it. Ah, there it is. Oh, it's a little sludge. Hello there. Um, yep, sludge. Um, they spawn in blooming caverns and act like slimes. Their largest form is 8 hearts and does a ton of damage. On death, they will spawn 2 to 4 mediums. They work like slimes, and apparently they drop resinarium. What is this stuff? It's used for resinarium plates, which are used for resinarium armor. That's just barely slightly stronger iron. Um, okay. I'm not seeing why I would ever bother with this, considering you need significantly better than iron in order to even beat the Warden. So why would I bother with a barely better than iron armor? Uh, yeah, I don't know. That one's a weird one. Like the thing literally talks about like, yeah, you need very good armor. I'm not sure why you would want stone. And then I guess it's not written by the mod creator, the like quest log, but still a little bit weird. To like even from like the mod creator, not really that useful. Um. Anyways, it looks like these caverns don't really have anything else. How do I unlock the other things? Anglerfish are spawned in water ponds within blooming caverns. They act like normal fish, obviously needing water to breathe. They will attack you. They won't drop anything on death, unfortunately. Sorry, fishies. Okay, I do want to find one just to like fill out the thing, and I'm going to assume that's what these are. Let's see. Fish. Special looking void fish. Where are they? There you are. Anglerfish. Yep, that's an angler. Yep, might as well just get the quest completed. And you know what? Why don't I just take one with me? I can't really. Aw, I was hoping that would work. I guess not. Oh well, I guess one of these things it is. This thing can get like a special tank, and if I name it, it shouldn't despawn. So, cool, we have an anglerfish. Just don't put it in a tank with anything else. There's that. Oh, here we go. Here's something. Is this one of the other ones we saw, or is this something new? Yeah, this is just another shattered. We already saw one of these things before. You know, that's probably a good thumbnail. That's probably the thumbnail right there. Anyways, the blooming caverns. Echoing forest, deep lands, echo soil. That's shattered. How do we... Oh, we need to find a deep lands in order to do that, which apparently is like that big open space. I haven't seen one of those yet, but this is what I was expecting based on the picture that showed what the biome was supposed to look like. Looks like it's just full of shattered. This is just a shattered from a different angle. Okay, we got the saplings and skulk gleam. What are you? You just have some like block uses. Interesting looking, not that important. I don't... Oh, why is that occasionally just so loud? I'm probably gonna take some of them because I don't know. Ooh, those echo logs actually look very cool. Might as well just take anything in case I want to use it for build projects. We can always just come back. Basically just collecting samples of cool looking blocks. So there's that. Is this more... For some reason that looked different in the other Skulkstone. Maybe it's just like the atmosphere, like the haze. So there's that. In order to get the shattered, we need to find a deep land. So I'm probably going to pull out the nature's compass. Skulk Gleam. Just Put it in the inventory to complete the thing. Again, with that. Blooming wood. Blooming stems aren't like trees. They're more like if chorus and bamboo had a baby. They spawn and they need other blooming stems to keep up. This is the only way to find them. You can still strip them or make planks out of them. They have a light blue color to them, and so will whatever you make out of them. Echo trees are made from echo trees, which are spawned in the echoing forest. Is there an echo in here? Why do I hear it so much? Purple leaves and skull gleam within them. While their logs have a light gray bark and a very light green log color. They're all light green color, almost like mint. Oh, and they have unique patterns. Cool. Skulkstone, gloom slate. Okay, so we're basically hunting around. I want to find more of those glow roots because they're kind of cool looking. They can't be climbed and don't drop food. I think they are just for decor. Shattered, Skulk Centipede, Shriekworm. We've already killed one of these. I guess we have to kill another one now. They are mini bosses with 100 hearts. If you get too close, they'll bite you, causing a ton of damage. But if you go too far, they'll retreat back down into the ground. They won't drop anything but a bit of XP, which I don't think is worth the trouble. So we've already killed one of those. I'm not entirely sure why it didn't get completed. Oh yeah, it's still locked behind deep lands. Skulk Snapper are tiny but angry. They spawn in deep lands and blooming caverns. I'm seeing a theme here. Looks like most of the other things we need to find the deep lands for. On Jap, they will drop soul dust. We already killed a couple of these skull leeches. It needs the ancient temple and the Skulk Centipede. Long neutral mobs that spawn on the other side. 10 hearts and will attack in a group of hits. Those things I haven't seen at all. This place is full of shattered. Okay, so it looks like we're looking for the deep lands. We're looking for the temple thing. And we're looking for the other biome. But I mean, there is gear to get from this mod. From the looks of it, it's not really worth the trouble. Let's see, what is... Something popped up for a moment. There it is. That symbol right there. It's obviously some sort of mob. Just a question of where is it? There's another one over here. It's somewhere above us. It keeps fading out when I go too low. Is this one of the ones that we're missing, or is this the same symbol as something else and I just didn't recognize it? Okay, it went too high. Oh, hello there. I mean, you're just kind of cute. I mean, it's currently trying to eat me. It's just a giant mouth. It's a giant mouth with legs. I do think it's kind of cute though. Okay, so there was that. Leaving just the centipede we haven't found and the yeah, it's just the centipede we haven't found, although I haven't seen any signs of it. So, find a deep lands, find an overcast columns, and find the ancient temple. The ancient temple's kind of the only important thing. The other two might just have cool mobs and cool blocks. So, I'm surprised I haven't seen a single warden over here, by the way. It feels like they should be at least somewhat common. But from here, I can search by tags, or, sort by rainfall? What? That's weird. These are new. Interesting. Source, deeper and darker. We'll just have everything together anyways. Minecraft, all the biomes should go. Skipped right over it. Deeper and darker. Blooming caverns, deep lands. Let's just go with that one first. 202 blocks in that direction. I'll see you over there. We're probably just out about time, aren't we? Okay, according to the quest log I found the deep lands, I couldn't have told you that. Mostly similar to the deep dark. Apparently they have like big open ranges. I just haven't found one yet. They're full of skulk along with shriekers and sensors, which can still spawn wardens. You'll find more skull creatures and plants. Cool. So I want to find one of those big open spaces before we end off. But now we've seen the shattered. I think we already read up on that. But quite a few biomes. They act like mini wardens, being blind, relying on skulk to find enemies. They have 50 hearts and pack quite a punch. Try not to attract too many. Kill them, they get skulk bones. The skulk snappers, we already read and defeated those things. They're just little things. Anglerfish don't actually do anything. And the shriekworm, we already killed one and read up on it. That leaves the little centipede and unlocking the ability to read up on the Sculch Leech. They're literally just silverfish, though, just retextured silverfish. Skulk Gleam, we are read up on Echo Soil, and Skulk Jaw. Skulk Jaws are blocks we can find within the Deeplands. When you accidentally walk over them, they'll bite you. This drags you down and deals damage when you are stuck on them. They can also take them with Silk Touch. Okay, interesting. I haven't actually found one yet, but I guess we're in the right biome. So, let's see. We already read on what you could do with the, with one of the things. Bloomberries don't have any use, it doesn't look like. That we resurrect. The soul dust, what are you used for? Soul Elytra, soundproof glass, that looks kind of cool. Skulk Affinity, enchantment, potion, whatever that means. Skulk Crystal is going to drop specifically from the Stalker, which is not listed with the normal mobs, so it must be some sort of boss or something. Oh, hold on. There's 2 new mob symbols on the map. Neither of those are ones we've looked at already, so I'm going to assume that one of those is the centipede. And I actually have no clue about the other one, so I'll see you when I can locate those, and then we're probably going to end off. Okay, so I found one of the centipedes, and I actually also found Skulkjaw here, so might as well just take it, because why not? Anyways, hello, little centipede friend. I'm not really gonna call you cute. It's hard to call a centipede cute, but the fact that you don't try to kill me is nice. Do I care enough about killing this thing just for an achievement? Not really. Oh, you're gonna kill itself before I even have to decide if I want to or not? Yeah, you're coming with me, little buddy. Come here. You'll get a proper name or something eventually and I'll make like a little skulk, a habitat. What's with these other little faces here? Infested skulk things. Oh, I guess that is the symbol for them. I might as well just get the quest, because why not? I feel a little bit bad about it, since they're not actually hostile. Those I think are leeches. I must have hit a block or something. Phantoms. What? Hello there. Yep, that's just a normal phantom. Its coloring looks strange, though. Is that just because of where we are? Oh yeah, phantoms don't attack me. That's right, because of the cat boots make phantoms non-hostile. Is that it for this biome? It's kind of looking like it might be it for this biome as well. We're about to end off. We'll finish up looking around the rest of the place next time. But with that, it's just the Skulk Leech, making/finding more of the blocks. And we've read up on some of this stuff, some of it's not important. I guess we'll try making the gear, but I don't think we really have a purpose for it. But yeah, next time we'll finish up our explorations here. It looks cool. This is a cool looking dimension. Like, I like the vibes. Like the the ancient city has a habit of feeling somewhat unnerving, even when you're fairly well prepared for it. I don't know. This actually feels less unnerving than that, though, even though we're supposed to be surrounded by it. I don't know. I like the vibes of it. Eh. Exploring this is kind of interesting. I just wish there was a bit more to it, I guess. But anyways, I want to thank you very much for watching. I'm going to head home and make sure nothing blew up. But I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have, and I hope to see you next time. So without further ado, take care, everybody. You know what? You're probably coming home with me too, little friend. I want to thank everyone one more time for watching, and a special thank you to the channel members. Yamato Tanagura, Goddess of the Star-Filled Void, and the Phantom Knight. Thank you three so much for the extra support. So for real now, take care, everybody.